I'm Joseph here at Sand and Steel Fitness. I'd like to talk to you about a product that we use here at Sand and Steel Fitness called the Squat Sponge. The reason why I particularly like this piece of support for doing back squats, as well as the Squat Sponge hand grips for doing bench press, deadlifts, and pull-ups, is because the way the Squat Sponge is designed. The groove here that's in the middle, and I'll show you in 1 second on a close-up, the groove here that's in the middle goes right over your cervical spine to protect your cervical spine, and how the groove is designed with the pad, the thickness of the pad on either side, it helps to redistribute the weight of the bar on your shoulders and not on your cervical spine, which is very important because the compression force of the bar pushing down on your cervical spine over time is going to cause a disc problem, and that's not something you want in weightlifting. Also the difference between the Squat Sponge and other squat pads is the thickness of the sponge. If you look closely, if you come up, do a close-up, we can see that the thickness of the sponge is pretty dense versus other squat pads that are not thick enough, so they don't offer the same kind of support. So you got about an inch of thickness right there with this squat sponge. Another thing I like about it, it doesn't have the clunky Velcro that you have to unstrap that gets old, that gets worn, starts coming apart. Another thing is that you can easily clean this. You just take it off, spray it down with some good cleaner, and you're good to go. So I'm going to demonstrate doing a squat with the Squat Sponge so you can see exactly how easy it is to use and how comfortable it is on my neck. I didn't put a lot of weight on here, so for demo purposes, I just want to show you what the Squat Sponge look like. Here, you can see that the weight is distributed evenly on my shoulders, and my cervical spine is comfortably inside of that groove. So when I go to the sand, on the lower part of my squat, the weight is still distributed evenly, and it's not on my cervical spine pushing down, so I'm having no worry about having a herniated disc. And I come up, the weight is still evenly distributed. That's one of the things that I really like about the sponge, because it adds a few more reps to your rep count, because you're not having to fatigue your spine and stabilize the weight pushing down on your cervical spine. So again, it fits comfortably, the weight is distributed evenly on my shoulder, and I go with it. And that's the Squat Sponge.